I'm not just going to show you how to automate your home for $300, but also I'm going to give away one set of $300 SwitchBot automation kit so you could do it yourself at home. Hey guys, SwitchBot messaged me and challenged me to a $300 makeover, well, home automation makeover. To this challenge I said, of course, why not? Let's go. But knowing that they're going to give away the same kit that I'm going to pick in this video, I decided to be a little bit cheeky. Mostly because, well, $300 isn't that much, and I'm going to keep your side because why not? So I've deployed all the cheats and tricks that I've got up my sleeve to actually increase the value of that giveaway in the following way. First, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that there is a SwitchBot promotion going on and that I do have a 35% discount code for you guys, which means that instantly if you use that code, well, we're gonna raise that giveaway price point or value to 300 times 35%. $405. It's not rolling off the tongue as nicely as 300, but we're gonna stick with that title, but you know, the value is gonna be bigger. But then, since the code actually applies to items bundled together, I spent some time to actually looking for the best bundles to save even further, increasing the value of the kit even more. So if you're going to shop on SwitchBot website right now, you know all the tips and tricks how to get the best savings and the best deal. Let's start automating, and before we go through all the list of devices I've picked, I also gonna list them in the order that I think you should buy them to maximize your enjoyment. Now if your budget is less than $300, then obviously you can stop anywhere in that list and you don't have to carry on with all the further devices, and you should still have a pretty nice experience with your home automation makeover. So let's start with the first device, SwitchBot Bulb. Because nothing screams, hey honey, I've automated the household, like the ability to turn the lights on either automatically or with a voice control. And SwitchBot bulbs have got you covered with light bulbs that are RGB, which means you'll be able to set any range of different colors. In addition to that, they will also let you control how quickly they're going to reach the full brightness, which can come in handy, especially if you're just going to quickly get into the room and get something and get out. You're probably going to ask why too. Well, first of all, if you get one of them, you get a bundled remote controller. Well, that's nice because you're going to get some savings and you can actually use this instead of your wall switch. And I know SwitchBot actually have the SwitchBot bots, but we're gonna get to that in a second. You're getting two lights because you probably want to automate your main top light and a mood light or a lamp in the same room, so you could create different feelings. Personally, I found that if you want to create a mood, the side lamp or something like that works so much better than using the main light for that. And SwitchBot remote, well, simply stick it next to the wall switch and that will remove the temptation from disabling the light bulb and essentially killing your automation. How about the automation sample? Well, you can use voice controls to set different names for your scenes. And if you avoid setting the obvious ones, like for example to turn the lights on and off, and then you can experiment with stuff like set lights for reading time or set TV time, and experiment with different intensities and colors for different bulbs. That way you can create a very unique scenes that will increase the level of comfort in the evening. The second device from SwitchBot ecosystem are the SwitchBot Curtains, and I've picked two of them. First of all, yes, you can use a single device depending on your window fixtures, but, well, I have a rod and it needs to be closed from both sides because the rod is actually linked with the support in the middle, so that's not going to work for me with a single curtain. But if you pick two of them, you've got additional savings as a bundle, and if you pick just one, then you'll have some savings anyway to pick other SwitchBot products. Many people think like shutting down and opening curtains, it might not be the first automation that they're gonna go for and they'll select, I don't know, a smart plug instead. But think about curtains as a light source. One of the first automations I've introduced you was the light bulb, because automating light sources is probably one of the most impressive ones. And the same goes for curtains. Shutting them down in the evening time will increase your privacy, and opening them in the morning will make that wake up slightly less painful. In addition to that, you can also use them to control your heating bill. Now in the summer you can shut down the curtains to prevent excess heat from getting inside and running your AC so much more. And in the winter time, if you're okay with drawing the curtains shut, then that can help you keep the heat inside and prevent the higher heating bill. And the example automation this time around is the scheduling. Now SwitchBot app allows you to set fixed schedule for each day to close the curtains and open them in the morning. If you want to make this more dynamic and shut them, for example, 30 minutes before sunset, then you can refer to Alexa Skills, which allows you to run a routine and set specific offset for sunset and sunrise. Item number 3, which was SwitchBot Smart Hub, which was coincidentally linked in a bundle with the SwitchBot devices and giving you further savings. Now at some point you probably want to enable cloud for any device from SwitchBot that is enabled via Wi-Fi, meaning constantly connected to the power source. These devices will appear in the cloud straight away, but anything else that is running on Bluetooth will require a hub. Now SwitchBot approaches the hub in a different way, not just giving you a device to create a bridge between internet and your devices at home, but also they have included infrared blaster inside, shooting the rays from 360 degrees, which means you can control infrared devices around you, which is pretty cool actually. Personally, I'm using it in my bedroom to enable audio automatically when my projector goes on, but as a sample automation I would strongly recommend you to link it to, for example, a voice command saying switch TV mode on or something similar, and that way you can turn on the TV, set it to correct channel or input source, and even link it with drawing the curtains shut, since you're already gonna have a SwitchBot by this point for curtains, and turning off your lights or just putting a small mood light in a corner so you have a better viewing experience. Next up on my list is the SwitchBot Meter. Sooner or later we probably want to get into sensors and start using that data to control our devices around us. And what is the better way of doing stuff like that, like having a temperature and humidity sensor? In this case, it comes with a nice screen interface that you can read it from far away. You don't have to look at the app, which is handy. And you can use that data to either get notifications on your mobile when the temperature or humidity is out of bounds, something I've used to actually monitor my filament and prevent it from spoiling. Video is going to be there about it. Or you can actually, like I've mentioned that before, link it to your SwitchBot curtains and use that to save yourself some money on electricity and close the curtains when either it's getting too hot outside and you want to keep cool temperature inside. I mean, after all, it's cheaper to run a light inside to provide extra source of light when the curtains are closed than running AC. And the same in the winter, when it's just probably cheaper to have a light bulb on, especially when it's an LED light bulb, than running your heating for longer. Next up is the humble SwitchBot, and even though it has been initially designed to actually toggle the wall switches, I didn't include it in that scenario because I had other use cases for it. Now SwitchBot Bot is very useful for toggling all those stuff that isn't really connected but you would like to automate it in one way or another, and I cheekily use it to actually turn on my kettle just to prove the point that you can automate the kettle. It wasn't very practical, but hey, I could totally do it. From practical automations, I would either suggest you to, maybe if you have a projector that requires a remote, use this instead to toggle the button on top of the projector in my case and start the projection or start a cascade of different actions to actually get the cinema going. Another use case which is quite smart is placing it on the switch of your washing machine and scheduling it for example at 4 AM. That way your appliance will only run in a night time, especially that's useful if you have a nighttime tariff, which is usually less expensive, and it will only run or start your washing machine when the program is actually set. So even if your washing machine doesn't have timers, you will still be able to queue it up for late at night to run it cheaper and then wake up to a fresh laundry ready to be taken out. Another part on my list is this. This is SwitchBot Contact Sensor, and that name is such an understatement for this device because it's more. It senses the motion, it senses the contact, and it has built in a light sensor to give you that information as well. On top of that, there is also a button that you can use to activate certain features. So it's a very robust 3 or even 4-in-1 device that you can get for your home automation, and it's brilliant. First of all, it will enable you to track day and night cycles, so you can use it in your room to actually trigger other stuff based on whether it's bright or dark outside. But another useful feature is the ability to actually track no movement for certain periods of time. So one of the triggers is the ability to set it as no movement for X number of minutes, which is very useful. Now, I would suggest automation for a garage door, which means that you can use it as an alarm in case someone, opens your door without you knowing, and get mobile notification when the contact is broken, and to trigger the light straight away to illuminate the area if there is dark enough in the garage, and to turn off the light when there was no movement detected after, let's say, 5 minutes, which is fair enough. And as this comes as a bundle with a SwitchBot, you're gonna get both of the devices at cheaper price if you get both of them together. My next item from the SwitchBot ecosystem is a bit of a vanity one, and this is an LED controller, which means you'll be able to, put an LED RGB strip somewhere. And the placement I really suggest is kitchen, especially if you have those cabinets over worktop, because it's gonna look so nice. And I really like this lighting, and especially linked with voice commands, you can create new and nice effects in different settings, either for cooking or for actually eating if your diner is connected to the kitchen. One of the pro tips I've got is to select a different shade of the light for the worktop than you have for the kitchen. That way you're gonna create a little bit of sense of depth and your kitchen's gonna look so much better. But the disadvantage of the light strip illuminating the worktop means that if the worktop is nice, it's gonna look nice, but if you have mess on it, it's not going to look great, forcing you to clean up straight away. And as a bonus, it's sound reactive, so you can actually play some music and make the LED respond to that. The last item on my list is SwitchBot Plug. And I know this is a bit of a mundane automation, but this one is particularly useful because it has a power meter inside. I covered it in my review in there. If you want, check it out. First of all, that's going to be a choice for US people only. If you're outside of the US, you're not going to have access to SwitchBot Plug just yet. That will change over time, but for now, that's the recommendation for people in the US. If you're outside of the US, get another SwitchBot instead, and that's gonna be the rule for the giveaway as well. So why smart plug? Because at some point you're gonna need a smart plug. As uninteresting as it sounds, it's a really good device to toggle things on and off like lamps, etc. But what's really cool about this one, the power meter, is that you can do some interesting stuff. And I have a dedicated video about elaborate setup to actually get notification when my washing machine is done. And you can recreate this with a simple smart plug. Simply set it to respond to a condition when the power drops below 1 watt, and you're gonna get notification when your washing machine is done. It's not going to be as error-free as my personal setup, but it's going to be good enough to actually get those notifications on time, and you'll never forget about the washing. And let's face it, it's much easier to deploy than what I came up with. So that's the $300 kit that I've selected. If this isn't enough, don't worry, SwitchBot has more devices available in their ecosystems. I didn't mention cameras, I didn't mention other sensors, so do check it out. There's going to be a link in the description of this video and a nice 35% discount to keep your bill low. But you all probably want to know about the giveaway and how to win your set. Now, in the description of this video, you're gonna also find a link to my article, and there is a short form that you'll have to complete to submit your entry. This giveaway applies to US, EU and UK, so if you're in these locations, feel free to head to the website, complete the entry, and the giveaway is going to resolve on the 22nd of July 2022. Also, if you're watching this in a timely manner, again, a very good reason to subscribe right now, SwitchBot is running another giveaway in which they're going to select a lot of people winning upcoming iPhone 14. I'm not a big Apple fan, but you might be, especially that all those things I've mentioned are compatible with the HomeKit. So guys, I hope I'm going to see you on the live stream on this channel on the 22nd. You know how YouTube works. If you're not subscribed, if you want to get a notification when this is gonna happen, then hey, you know how YouTube works. I'm not going to teach you that. But I do have a bunch of social media that you should really follow. Just pick one of your choice and follow me there and get the conversation going. Let me know in the comment section what other automations you would run with the SwitchBot ecosystem, and I'll be very excited to read all of that. So, big thanks to SwitchBot for organizing the challenge and the giveaway, and thanks to you for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye!